Divyo, I wanted to ask you about aborted children. We did a lot of constellation in your class, which I'm taking. We do a lot of work about this aborted children. I wanted to let people know that how important is it to address this problem. Some people think it's nothing. You made abortion and it's okay.
Yes.
I
think that women that are in this difficult situation to make a decision like that, they often want to undo something as if it never happened. They get so scared to deal with the implications. And what we find now is that it cannot be taken lightly. And this isn't about any moral judgment of women deciding in this way, but what turns out in this work over and over is how women may end up carrying a guilt from that decision and not really dealing with it, and then it can be devastating and can lead to breast cancer, can lead to all kind of physical issues or emotional issues for the mother, but also for future children, for future relationship. We know, for instance, also that often when there is an abortion, it will disrupt or end the relationship between the mother and father of the child, of the pregnancy.
And why is it happening?
That's a good question. It's almost as if the pregnancy, the child, the conception is a result of loving. And when you reject the baby, you're also disrupting the flow of love.
And flow of life, maybe.
Yes.
Men and women.
So, and like Hellinger shows and teaches or expresses, not always, some couple get over it. But I have seen, I remember a couple, I worked first with the man, with the husband. They had raised 3 children, but when they were in college and got pregnant, they decided the time wasn't right and aborted a baby. They got married later, but 15 years later, actually, some of their struggle in their relationship went back to that decision. And when I worked with the husband and could see that there must have been an abortion, he was crying. He said he had never cried in his whole life. And he didn't even know he was carrying this regret and the pain from that decision. You know, I ended up later also working with his wife, and he didn't tell her about the work we had done. The same thing happened, and she was taken by surprise how much she was actually grieving, and finally could give room to this and release some of the pain.
So before she didn't want to recognize this pain.
That's right. And over and over I work with women that think that they have long dealt with it. And then as we go more deeply into the language and the movement of the soul, then there is this unresolved pain, that how can it not interfere with them expressing love in their life, and how can it not interfere with their physical well-being.
And it's a kind of you're rejecting some family members, systemic.
Beautiful, thank you for pointing that out. You know, we ended up really taking time to honor the life or the existence of this baby that was rejected, to bring them back, to take them into the heart. And in fact, it shifted the dynamic in this couple. They were so grateful because whatever they thought was their problem, it really got lifted. And they did so much better.
And I just understand that some brothers and sisters can suffer from this if they had an aborted child before them or after them.
It's really fascinating because even when they don't know about this, it will show up in their field, sometimes even in their body. I worked on a woman who had cold shoulders all her life. And I asked her, did you lose a sibling before and after?
What does it mean, cold shoulder?
Like her body felt warm, but her arms and shoulders always felt cold. And when I asked her, did your mother lose a baby before and after? She started to cry. And she didn't even know what hit her, but that was the case.
Amazing.
One was a miscarriage and one, I believe, was an aborted baby.
So miscarriage children also can affect the same way.
Beautiful, yes.
Thank you, Divyo.
Thank you, Tatiana.